Tonight we have baseball for you here from Pittsburgh. It's the Pirates and the Cubs who conclude their shortstop here at PNC Park. And tonight on the mound, Joe Musgrove will get the nod for the Buccos. Very good his first time around. The Pirates hope to conclude this homestand with an important divisional win here tonight. And welcome into the booth, Joe Block and Bob Walk with you. As indeed Joe Musgrove will get the start. He was excellent his last time around. His first time as a Pirate, 7 scoreless innings on 67 pitches. He was efficient and very, very good.
He was incredible. I mean, you cannot pitch better than he did in his last start. And I'm talking about pitching, not, powering the ball by guys, anything like that. But the placement of everything he was throwing, moving the fastball all around, his cutters, he was painting with the cutter, throwing the sliders, everything he has, the entire arsenal, he could put it exactly where he wanted to. Just awesome to watch, and of course he was very, very efficient.
And Musgrove tonight will be throwing to Francisco Cervelli as we look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Cervelli back in the lineup after missing 3 games with flu-like symptoms.
Well, his offense has been a big story this year, and I think you're seeing some of that tonight. He's hitting 3rd in this lineup, important spot, obviously.
And since April 10th, Cervelli leading the National League in OPS, and one of the guys who's been one of the leaders in just about every offensive category in the first 11 games of his major league career, Austin Meadows. He was very good again last night, and really the at-bats were something to watch, weren't they?
This has been so much fun seeing this young kid come up, and he is absolutely tearing it up, and he's proving to everybody that you're not going to be able to platoon him anywhere. He's going to hit lefties. That home run he just hit, that was the first one off Lester all year. Went over 420 feet. A tough at-bat right there with a base hit up the middle. It doesn't matter what part of the game it is, early, late, he's coming through clutch situations. He's the man.
And see if this can all add up to a Pirates victory tonight. They look to get 1 from the Cubs. The next winning streak can start tonight. Pirates and the Cubs coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Making his 2nd start as a Pirate tonight. Moment for reflection before he begins. And the Pirates looking to change their recent ways. They have lost 9 of 11, including the first 2 games of the series. But the way that Musgrove pitched that first time around, if he's at all reminiscent of that, he will be able to shut down the Cubs tonight.
Yeah, and nobody's going to hit you if you can duplicate what he did in that first one. But that's not all that easy to do. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll take something close to that. That's for sure. So will that guy.
Yeah, Cervelli back with his bat in the lineup as well, and Musgrove will face the Cubs lineup tonight with Almora atop the order, Baez, then Bryant and Rizzo. Contreras again bats 5th. Schwarber and Russell 6 and 7. Jason Hayward gets the start in right, and then Kyle Hendricks on the mound, and of course Bryant with those very good numbers against the Pirates. Rizzo has been red hot, and Almora one of the top 10 in batting average in the National League.
There you see the numbers from that first start. Went 7 innings, and what was the pitch? 67 pitches.
That's it. That's all he needed to get through 7.
Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 7. That's the hard thing. How do you strike out 7 and only throw 67 pitches in those 7 innings?
Didn't have a 2-ball count until the 6th inning.
I guess that's how.
I mean, you just don't see those kind of outings, and if you do, usually the guy goes 8 or 9. And finishes the ball game, but because it was his first game back from missing 2 months with injury, Pirates erred on the side of caution. First pitch into that Sun field, splitting 2, and Almora gonna have a double to start.
They put that ball in the perfect spot for Almora anyway. Right in between both outfielders, and as you mentioned, that's a bright sun field. A sinker with movement down.
Almora, no slouch, now over 320. Came into tonight's 7th best in the National League in batting average.
Now Baez will take some big swings at it.
Down the line. And running out of steam, strike 1. Baez with those 42 RBIs tied for the league lead starting the day.
You see with that last swing, he's not trying to knock the run in himself. At least with that swing he wasn't. He playing team baseball, trying to move the runner over for the next guy. Again trying to hit the right.
With Bryant and Rizzo, the staples at 3 and 4. There's Bryant. And waiting in the hole. Musgrove having to try to work around that leadoff double. Is this where good command can really help
I was
him?
wondering if he's just showing him that fastball away. As he's trying to prevent him from moving the runner over, so he's crowding him the first couple, and then when he did go away, it was well off the plate. I said, okay, you're going to chase it, or I'm just going to show it to you out there, and I'm still going to try and get you out inside. That was his sinker. It's got a little movement on it, down and in.
Umpires tonight, Pat Holberg in his 2nd full season. Jerry Davis is the crew chief. 35th season for him. Bill Welke at 2nd, Mark Carlson at 3rd. Almora at 2nd. Can anybody get there? It'll go back against the netting. Good to have Cervelli Back behind the plate, Elias Diaz did a nice job filling in. The Honda defense for the Pirates tonight: Dickerson, Meadows, and Polanco in the outfield. Moran, Mercer, Harrison, and Bell around the horn in front of Cervelli. Makes his first start since Saturday. Polanco got a couple of days off too. Hurdle hoping that mental and physical break will help him get back into a groove. 2-2 on Baez. Austin Meadows back in center today. Marte not in the lineup. He does not have good career numbers against Kyle Hendricks, so opportunity to slide him out for a night. Sure, he'll factor into this one before it's over. And a base hit for Baez. Mora's being waved home. Baez moves to second on the throw, an RBI, and the Cubs have a 1-0 lead.
Now that throw coming in way too high. It's got to be able to cut it off. Baez didn't even have to think about going into second base. So now they got the same situation again. Runner at second base, nobody out. Baez really that entire bat, he sold out with trying to hit the ball to right field, and got rewarded, got the base hit, and then with the throw going over everybody's head, he's now the guy at second base.
Does Polanco need to throw that ball in a spot where Bell, the first baseman, can cut it
absolutely off? It's got to be low enough so it can be cut off. That way Bell, if he wants to, and in this first inning of a game you definitely want to, you cut the ball off, you throw to second base, you get the first out. So now there would be, the score would still be 1-0, but there would be one out and nobody on. Minimize the damage. It's kind of the game plan strategy early in ball games. Stay out of big innings.
Especially with Bryant and Rizzo coming up.
So now when he lets go of this ball, he's got a very strong arm, but you can see the height on it. There's no way. I mean, Bell's a big guy, but it was 10-12 feet over his head.
Yeah, so a high arcing throw
is not good. No, you want it low. And that was a kind of a 1 out of 100. You're going to throw him out at the plate on that ball anyway.
Bryant pops up. And Moran will call off Musgrove. That is the first out.
Bryant unable to get him over.
And now Anthony Rizzo.
First baseman, number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
Enemy number one. What did we coming up with the old Boo team on the radio last night?
Well, they're just going to bypass him with first base open and one out.
Several Brewers on our all Boo team.
Braun, Carlos Gomez, Martin Maldonado were some names that you were pointing out. Now Rizzo sliding into Diaz, the opening game of the series, and then last night hitting a home run that a fan appeared to reach over, and but it was ruled a home run, so some controversy. But a smart baseball play here. Rizzo, an 11-game hitting streak.
Very good here at PNC Park in his career. Setting up a double play. That's what you're looking for now. And that will be what Musgrove is thinking in his head, along with Cervelli. What can I throw here to get this ball put on the ground?
Contreras a little bit better as of late, but so far 2 months in, not quite the same numbers as he had last year. And has hit into 5 double plays. Baez at second. Has some good wheels. The Didn't get the call.
Whoa, where is that pitch?
Yeah, that's something.
Man, I can't believe that wasn't called a strike.
It was in the zone the whole time.
We saw Cervelli's reaction was, huh?
And sometimes you see a pitch maybe that started out of the zone come in. That was in the zone the entire time.
Yeah, the whole time. And it never left the zone.
Yeah.
Umpires miss one every now and then. That's a miss. '95, reaching back a little bit, center square.
Wanted to make sure that that was a strike.
Yeah, good point. That it couldn't be more of a strike. Mid-thigh right down the pipe.
That gives you just an idea of the power versus power, huh?
I love the way that the sound of that glove popping.
Time was called. That's why Baez is not out on that. Well, Musgrove dealing with a little adversity. First pitch called a ball, and because of that now he's behind in the count.
I like the way he asked for the check there.
Didn't have a 2-ball count until the 6th inning in his last start. He's had a couple here.
Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
When it was called a ball, Contreras asked him to check it.
They hit her.
Yeah, on a ball. Like he's just so used to it being a catcher, I guess.
Yeah, he's very honest.
He's like, hey, you better check that.
Not sure I deserve this. That's the catcher in him, I guess, coming through. 2-2 now on him. Double by Almora. Baez singled him in.
15 pitches now, so it's already kind of a different ball game.
Musgrove likes to establish the fastball early. That's kind of his MO, but so far Cubs aren't biting on the ones outside of the zone. I mean, you talked about his last start. I mean, you cannot have better command than he did.
No, when you talk about pitching, I mean, that was the ultimate. He was pitching. You know, you see great games where guys go out there and have phenomenal stuff, and you know, they might heck throw a no-hitter, but a lot of times just pure stuff that allowed them to do that. Or Joe was just picking them apart. Everything he threw. There wasn't a pitch that he had that he didn't seem to be able to put almost right on the glove every time.
In his career, Musgrove very low walk rate. 2.2 per 9 innings. That time doesn't get Contreras to chase, and now the bases are loaded.
With a kind of a sweeping breaking ball on that 3-2 pitch, hoping for what you said, the chase. It's a gamble. You know, I guess you're also in Musgrove. He's thinking that ball might just sit right on the outside corner, and maybe he would get a call if he didn't get a swing on it, but that wasn't the case there. It went quite a ways off the plate.
Now, Cubs have a lot of free swingers. Schwarber no exception, but plenty of power.
He probably won't be doing a lot of taking, especially with the bases loaded. He's going to be looking to swing.
I'll try to exploit that. Ten home runs for Schwarber. And Baez with a single moved to second on the throw, third on the walk. Rizzo intentionally pass.
Hit into 3 double plays so far this season.
Last time up though, last night hit a 2-run home run.
Tried 2 on that one. Looked like he kind of lift that ball, and the ball had other ideas. It was going down. Got right underneath the bat.
Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nowhere to put him. There's Lester, last night's winner, even though the Pirates got 8 hits off him. That was the most he's allowed this year.
First time through the lineup, they were very strong against him. They came out aggressively hunting pitches in the strike zone, fastballs and particularly, and they were getting them. They were centering it up. There's that backdoor breaking ball, and the control you could see at that time.
That's a big out. Slider right over the outer edge. 2 gone. Now you got to get through the number 7 hitting Addison Russell. Hitting 192 with runners in scoring position. Overall 259. Highest batting average of his career.
Only a 700 OPS. Got a pitch to hit there and did nothing with it, luckily.
Well, that speaks to what Musgrove can offer. He's got so many different varieties of pitches. I mean, he talks about the 4-seamer, his quote-unquote 1-seamer, but a 2-seam fastball, a cutter. So 3 different types of fastballs. He can throw a slider. He throws a changeup as well. So you don't know what you're going to get, and there's a variety of speeds too.
And the key to that is to be able to do something with those pitches. Now, Cervelli is saying that was a foul tip.
You make the call. Not sure.
Sounded like a foul tip.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Oof. Go ahead, hit it.
Yeah, when he wants to throw the best fastball, he can hit 95 pretty consistently tonight.
And put it where he wants. I need a strike. I'm going to throw this. See if they can get out of it with just the 1 run. They will. Musgrove comes back to strike out Schwarber and Russell with the bases loaded. Now the Pirates come to bat. Down 1-0. tonight are all stretched out, ready to go. The RAV4 lineup for the Buccos tonight. Josh Harrison back atop the order with Austin Meadows batting second. 439 with Cervelli back. Bell cleans up. Corey Dickerson, career .387 mark against the Cubs. Moran, Polanco, Mercer, and Musgrove for Clint Hurdle's Pirates tonight.
Hendricks' numbers on the year in 10 games. Everything is in pretty decent shape there. 51 strikeouts in 62 innings. He's not a big strikeout guy. He is kind of like Musgrove. He's a pitcher, doesn't have the stuff that Musgrove has. Throws a lot of fastballs and pitches in some changeups.
Let's read the defense behind him with Schwarber, Almora, and the Gold Glover out there, Jason Hayward in right. And a 5-time winner 4 times in a row, Ryan Russell Baez of Rizzo. Wilson Contreras is the catcher for Chicago. See if the Pirates can get that one right back.
Yeah, they dodged a little bit of a bullet there. 1 out. Base is drunk. Joe bowed his neck and gave nothing up.
Yeah, a couple of strikeouts after Baez is league leading 43rd RBI. So Musgrove tested in the first. He now has an ERA as a Pirate. Out to right. And it sails out of here for a home run.
That's what you wanted. Get that one back right away.
Opposite field over the Clemente wall for Jay Hay.
It always comes as a little bit of a surprise when people see that that small package has that kind of pop in the bat. Opposite field home run, even though it is a kind of a short porch over there, you still got to hit it up over that 21-foot wall.
That sinker going right into the sweet spot on the bat. Second home run for Jay Hay. Quickly negating the deficit. Now Austin Meadows, the first look at Hendricks. Well, if there's anything that you can look at with Hendricks, that is, see, now that's how a Pirates fan catches a home run. Right? You let it go over the wall first.
Gives it to a kid immediately.
Yeah. Don't reach over the wall. And yeah, that was last night. Tonight's tonight. This is where the Pirates begin their winning streak. Meadows has done his part. 439 with 4 home runs. You think about Trevor Story's great start to his career, right, with the Rockies. Cody Bellinger last year. Meadows' slugging percentage, that is the highest for any hitter through his first 11 career games since anyone that began their career in 1900. So you can't get better, or at least we haven't seen any better in the first 11 games of a career than Austin Meadows in terms of slugging percentage, power.
He had a couple of home runs tonight, throwing another double. He'll go up. He can do it.
Good to see Cervelli back in the lineup as well.
Tip of the cap.
He was sick as a dog for a couple of days.
Cervelli.
He's back in there now. Elias Diaz doing a nice job in his stead. Pirates catching tandem has been awfully good this year. And Cervelli slides back into that 3 spot. On base better than 400 this year. Everything you want. Probably the most remarkable thing's the home runs, though, right? I mean, on base, you don't bat an eyelash.
That is amazing.
Already has tied a career high with 7. Got in on his hands. I think Rizzo called for him. 2 outs. You could hear that on the other side of the river. Well, Hendricks rebounding so far, and now he's going to face Josh Bell. And Hendricks perennially one of the ERA leaders.
Well, he's not going to get all in an uproar over giving up a solo home run. That's not going to bother him at all. He's been around the block a couple of times. Knows that comes with the territory.
He's allowed 11 home runs. That leads the Cubs. And as you mentioned, doesn't have the same stuff as Musgrove. I mean, you're not going to see a pitch that starts with a 9 tonight.
He has that same command, though, and the same way he moves his fastball around, sets up. And he doesn't have the toolbox either. He doesn't throw 5 different pitches. Basically he's a 2-pitch guy. He does have a little short curveball, but he mainly is going to throw a lot of fastballs that are going to be in the 80s, and then he's going to work that changeup. He's going to try and take the sting out of the bat. That's his MO. He wants some soft contact.
One of the best at command, though, in terms of limiting walks, if you like that. 7th best in the National League. Perennially in that department, too. Out to Schwarber. And that'll end that. But the Pirates get an immediate answer. Josh Harrison going over the wall and right. A leadoff home run. And through one. We're tied at 1.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Show your military appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
1-1 through 1 tonight. Josh Harrison with career leadoff home run number 6. And Joe Musgrove gave up a run, using the old adage, bend but don't break. And with the bases loaded, 1 out, he struck out both Schwarber and Russell to end the threat. Jason Hayward, the number 8 hitter. Hasn't really connected it at the plate since joining the Cubs. He connects there for a leadoff single.
Pretty nice play by Dickerson, making that a single.
Mm-hmm.
That looked like it was headed for the notch, where it's an automatic double, and sometimes it can be 3, but Dickerson over there to cut it off very quickly. The throw coming into second base, and it's just a leadoff single.
He's done a fine job out there.
That has been, you know, we knew he could hit. That was no question. I'm very surprised at the defense. That's something that I think most of us thought he was going to be average or a touch below average at, and he has been very good out there.
Now for Dickerson, 4 outs above average on StatCast. That's good.
What he does, I think, is he is so sound in all the basic stuff that he has to do, and he realizes he doesn't have a good throwing arm, so he's great at charging balls, getting rid of them like an infielder, get the ball, you know, real quick release. Tries to do everything he can to maximize the tools that he has.
I'd say there are a few that get more out of what they've got than Dickerson in the outfield. Well, now Hendricks in a hole here after the leadoff single.
It's kind of what they used to say all the time years ago when I was a youngster, is throw those high fastballs, and then if you're lucky enough that they messed them up, now you're 0-2. Now you try to strike them out. You kind of accept that bunt, try to get the out, unless the hitter, the pitcher, cooperates and strikes out for you.
Didn't even tender on that.
No, that was probably the best pitch to bunt out of all of them, was the one he took for strike 3.
The summer 6-pack is back. It helps you save big on seeing the Buccos all summer long. You can select any 5 games and get your 6th one for free. Choose from fireworks, bobbleheads, kids' days, and more. The 6-pack plans start at $48. Get your tickets at pirates.com/6pack. Almora scored the Cubs run after a leadoff double in the first. This will get out of play.
That was a pretty high pop. It got up a high level with us.
Good to see a Mets fan here tonight. I always think that's fun to the just the baseball fan that comes to the game, right? Sometimes you see some,
which is good. I mean, I love it. Fans of baseball just coming out in the evening watching a game.
I guess they're supporting the old NL East, right?
Yeah. Been a lot of timeouts on pickoff throws so far, isn't there?
Yeah, the one at second last inning. Hayward has not stolen a base this year.
The Cubs don't run that much, do they, as a team?
Baez, that's it pretty much. Happ has swiped 3. He would be second on the club. Just 18 as a team.
They play for the 3-run homer.
Pirates have only stolen 21 bases, and then Marte has about half of them.
The two guys that might help that have kind of struggled at the plate this year, Blanco and Frazier.
Yeah, good point. The Pirates' stolen base success rate has not been high either of the last 2 years, but they don't steal a lot either, so they're not running into a bunch of outs. Personnel is what it is.
Yeah, you got to play the hand that you're dealt.
Right. I mean, if you've got you know, a bunch of 5s in your hand, you call 5. If you got a bunch of 6s, you call 6s. If you don't have a bunch of 6s, you shouldn't call it at all.
That's the way I always thought it was. Some people do it different.
This is going to be 40 pitches for Musgrove. Not quite the same command.
No, it's not have not been bad. I mean,
Exactly.
It's not like he's wild. It's just not. He was able to just like pick apart the strike zone that first time. As you said, I mean, he would hardly go 2 balls on anybody. But tonight he's tried to hit some edges and he's just missed a little bit outside the strike zone. Not a bad miss down the middle, but away or in, or a little up, a little down.
Yeah, I bring that up only to point out that maybe tonight is average command.
Yeah, normal. Well, it's above average command for the average Joe.
Yeah. This will be the 8th pitch coming to Almora.
Again, what is going on? The 2 pickoff throws, and I think that's the second pitch home he's had to hold up on.
Well, the home plate umpire does not have to grant the batter time. I don't know. Was that called on Almora? Did Almora ask for time there?
I'm thinking he did.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't see for sure. Broke his bat. They get one there. That'll be all. Almora runs decent. Good play to get the lead out. So they exchange runners now with 2 away. Almora aboard.
A tough double play to get when the second baseman has to move to his left quite a bit just for the initial fielding of the ball.
That takes time, plus it makes it a longer throw.
Yep.
Baez with a base hit drove in the Cubs run. Weekly taps out. Leadoff single, no big deal. The Washpaw baseball team cheering on the Buccos tonight. On Youth Baseball and Softball Day, June 24th, when the Pirates host the Diamondbacks. Enjoy an opportunity to participate in a special Q&A and chat with Pirates personnel and be recognized on the field before the game and after the game. Kids can run the bases on the field. Go to pirates.com/youthbaseball. Those black and gold kids are cheering on these black and gold kids, the big kids.
And they know what to do when you're feeling well, you're winning, you got to dance.
You see some of the Steele family here tonight. That group from down in Washington.
Champion team.
A great baseball area.
If you're wearing the black and gold, you got to be a champion. They are. Champion dancers, too. You see some of the moves them kids have.
Wow.
I want to learn that.
I wish we could.
Do you know how to do that?
No.
There's got to be a.
What, the hokey pokey? Well, you just turn yourself around.
When they do the arm thing back and forth, there's got to be a pattern that you have to follow. I'm thinking, you know, like that. What do you know how to do that? No, you don't. Speechless.
Plead the fifth.
All right, somebody has to teach me how to do that.
Well, maybe we'll between innings we'll have a little tutorial. Someone will give us some lessons.
I know there's got to be a pattern for the arms. Two in the front, one in the front, two in the back. I mean, what is it? Got to be something.
It's either.
I'm watching those kids down there now. Yeah. Look at that. They're great at that.
I'm told it's from the video game sensation Fortnite, which is sweeping the nation. Which is not our nation. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe it is a little freelance. I see some guys doing some different things. Well, I guess I'll just have to get the video game.
Yeah, that's it.
You ever play a video game?
Not for a while. Don't have the don't get the free time like I used to. 2-2 to Dickerson. This will be the 7th pitch coming. And he's got a base hit. He's going to have more. He's going to try for 3. And Dickerson standing up with a triple. Almost got hit with that throw coming in, too. Third triple for Corey Dickerson.
What I love about this is watch what he does after he hits the ball. I mean, he is running at the end of his swing already. I mean, you gotta, when a ball is messed up out there, if you're not running hard from the, look at him taking off. See him throw that bat, look like he's running 100 meters or something. When you run out of the box like that and someone misses one up in the outfield, that allows you now to take advantage of it. Now you can get to third base. But if you're like, oh, I hit a double, and you just kind of jog out to second base, and then the ball gets messed up in the corner by somebody, now it's like, oh, it's too late to go to third. That's one of the many things I love about Corey Dickerson is his consistency and the way he plays the game night after night.
Those little guys we were just showing, yeah, those guys pay attention.
Yeah, watch Corey.
Now, the third base coach cannot interfere with the ball coming in, and Cora was kind of trying to protect Dickerson from that throw coming in.
He was going to knock the ball out of his glove or something.
Yeah, it's in the rule book that the base coaches cannot touch the players. I mean, on a home run trot or something, okay, but not when the ball is
He was going to touch Bryant, so he looked like he was touching. Umpire saying, hey, you can't be on the field to play.
All's well that ends well.
Yep. I mean, there was nothing. Nothing happened. It's just for for next time. Got to back off a little bit. It was an exciting play. I think, you know, even as a base coach.
Oh, that's my favorite play.
It.
The triple.
You get into it.
So 1 out. Moran could not bring in Dickerson. Polanco with the infield drawn in, a chance here. He did not play the last 2 days, but he's back in there tonight. He's got good career numbers against Hendricks.
Jeff Branson was saying during the hitting coach of the Pirates was saying that they've been trying to keep Polanco inside a lot for batting practice off the machines, and, you know, turn him up to try and get something close to, you know, game speed. Of course, with Hendricks, they're really able to get close to his game speed and get him away from the field where he's hitting 50-mile-an-hour batting practice pitches and seeing how far he can hit them. So that getting in that cage and just trying to be quick because that ball's jumping right on you. You can't have a long swing if you're just trying to be quick to the ball, if the machine's throwing it past you. But if you get out here and a coach is throwing to you, you can have you can wind up, go through a full wind up with your swing and hit balls in the river.
Well, he's worked the count to 3-1. Hendricks does not walk a lot of guys.
Well, you might be thinking, hey, if Polanco does walk, then I got a chance for a double play. Trying to save that run and down at third.
But if Polanco does walk, then you got to face Mercer. If you get Polanco here, you can just, if you want, you can bypass him and try to go to Musgrove.
Well, that's true too.
Interesting little junction here.
And that pitch may have just changed his mind. Now he's to 2 strikes. Now perhaps he will go after him now. Now the 3-1 pitch was a curveball, almost bounced.
Out to center. Almora, medium center field, and Dickerson is safe. Polanco drives him in, and the Pirates have their first lead.
You know, it would really be interesting to read Hendricks' mind and see what he was thinking about before he threw those last 2 pitches. And the 3-1 pitch, I think he was thinking, here's the fly ball was a fastball up, and pretty easy pitch to hit to the outfield.
He got his hands in pretty well on that, though, did Polanco, I thought.
And Hendricks threw that 3-1 pitch, big slow curveball down out of the strike zone. Got a chase on it. Now he's at strike 2, and now maybe he's thinking, well, maybe I'll do what Joe was saying. I'll try and get Polanco maybe to chase this high fastball. Then I can walk Mercer and go after the pitcher. But it didn't work out. That's how it might have went. Polanco was able to beat him on that high fastball, get the ball to the outfield, and get the RBI in.
Mercer is the final out, but the Pirates cash in that leadoff triple by Corey Dickerson, and they'll take a 2-1 lead on to the third.
Yeah, give me a hug. Feels good, doesn't it? 2-1 Buccos as we move to the third inning of play. Earlier, I had a chance to ask manager Clint Hurdle about unplugging Polanco for the last couple of days.
He's in tune with what he needs to do, and he is aware of the challenges that he's gone through. He's verbalized them to me. There's no misunderstanding. There isn't a surprise. It's now finding a method to fight back and get back to where he was in April with a shorter swing, a big man with a short swing.
Well, guys, you got to start somewhere, right? So if it's a sac fly that gets him back going in the right direction, and plus, you know, he's hit really well in the beginning of April and May, and June's right around the corner, at least the beginning part.
Yeah, just change the calendar.
That's
over.
right.
That's all you need to do. Thanks, Danny, for that. And yeah, Polanco getting the job done, and Dickerson taking that extra base too. As you mentioned, Bob, at the time, getting to third base, you know, setting up Polanco. But you know, we'll see if Polanco can get it going. That'll be another boost for this club. Now you get Bryant to lead off an inning after Musgrove retired Baez to end the second. Popped out his first time. That'll twist into the seats. I was reading a good article in The Athletic today. Ken Rosenthal sat down with the commissioner, and you see the shift there for a right-handed batter. You don't see that all too often, I guess. A little bit here and there, more for lefty batters. But what do you think of the shift overall? Because Rob Manfred continues to at least allude to considering changing how teams are allowed to do defensive shifts. How do you think it's affected the game, and what do you think about if they were to change that at all? It's not on the table, but he's talked about at least having a conversation about it.
I've never understood why the hitters don't force them to change. That's what I, you know, I don't get it. If there's three guys on one side of the field and one guy on the other side of the field, that's where I'm trying to hit the ball. Hitters don't do it, especially when it's a left-hand hitter. I mean, it's, you got one guy to beat over on the whole other side. And then even if he does get to the ball, let's say he has to run one way, now he's got to try and throw you out. Because he's so far over on the, you know, if let's say it's the third baseman playing shortstop and he runs and somehow backhands a ball over in that hole, you're still probably going to get the hit. I just don't understand why hitters don't do something about it. And some have.
Yeah, we've seen it a little, but not very often. Yeah.
Corey Dickerson, he takes advantage of it. Some guys will.
I think it's very interesting. As you know, that Rizzo's coming up. They do the same thing on him, but we see very little adjustment. But that's usually how this stuff goes, right? When we
I don't think there should be a rule. You got 7 guys out there on the field. Play where you think it's best, because the field is, you know, huge, and you got to give something up to play a certain area. And look right now, look to the left of second base. There's 2 men on the entire field over on that side. 2 guys covering that whole area.
So it tests the skill of the hitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think I agree with you on all counts that, you know, the games usually, like you said, it changes to go along with how things are taking place. So if hitters want to keep striking out and hitting home runs too, great. But Rizzo right there, grounding right into the shift.
That's the base hit that the shift takes away. You know, the ground ball out to the second baseman playing deep, and to pull. Well, he was always playing deep to pull, but the shortstop was never playing in that spot. You see right there where Mercer is. They would play over the middle, but that ball was always a base hit. That's the one that's the hit that they've taken away.
Yeah, that's a ground out to short.
But with no shift, that's a base hit. Now the other ground ball, the other side, that a lot of times there'll be a ball hit to the second baseman playing way pull and deep, and people say, oh look, the shift took. Well, no, they've always severe pull hitters. That's always been second baseman goes way over there and plays in that spot. But the ball up the middle, that should be a hit.
And then they play conventional defense. And Contreras able to just hit it hard past short.
Mercer's not even playing a pull there. They're playing totally straight away. Just playing them straight up. Now, they didn't have to shift to take that hit away. All they had to do was play him a pull. And then that's not going to be a hit.
And they'll get right back to it again. It's funny how there's a different defense almost for every hitter.
And different counts, different situations.
Yeah, sometimes we see.
Now here, there's no way that I would want Schwarber trying to hit a single the other way. Here's the exception to what I was saying that I can't believe hitters don't try and do. There's 2 outs. He's got a runner at first. He needs to hit a home run or a double. That's his job right now. And he's not going to be doing that by trying to punch a little ball over to left field. That's just, passing the baton to the next guy saying, hey, I'm not going to knock him in, so here maybe you can. But Schwarber's job right now is to ignore the shift. He's trying to drive the ball. And I'm not saying he's just trying to hit the ball in the river, but he's trying to get a good pitch that he could drive hard for extra bases.
Instead gets him to pop up. And Moran has the final out. The Pirates defend their lead. It's still 2-1. Here in Wellsburg, West Virginia. Thanks for watching and rooting on your Pirates. All of us on AT&T Sportsnet and the Pirates appreciate your support. 2-1 Pirates on the UPMC scoreboard. We'll begin the bottom of the third. Joe Musgrove will lead off the Pirates' third, batting for the first time. Hendricks behind 2-0 on the opposing pitcher. Musgrove getting his first major league hit at his first start as a Pirate. Started a little bit with the Astros last year, worked out of the bullpen as well. have another. Stephen Brault knows a little something about pitchers hitting.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it really looks like Musgrove's kind of into it too. He is going to be, if not a real good hitter, he's going to be a guy that puts the ball in play and going to find holes.
Yeah, a
To be
hard
honest
hit.
with you, I thought Baez was going to catch that.
Yeah,
A little surprised that he came up with nothing but air.
went to a slide there, limiting his options. Jay hitting one the opposite way. Leading off the Pirates first with a home run. Pirates have a single run in each of the first two against Hendricks. That was his second career home run against Kyle Hendricks. Good career numbers. We'll look at our AARP take on. And for Harrison against Hendricks, 2 home runs now. 8 for 19 lifetime. Good play by Bryant. And Baez with a little confrontation. And here come the benches. Joey Cora trying to make sure, and the bullpens making sure that Pirates don't lose their starting pitcher. Musgrove playing it cool, but Baez started shouting after that shove. This has been a chippy series. Well, what about Musgrove sliding there?
Well, I could kind of say the same thing I did the other night. Years ago, there wouldn't have even been nobody would have noticed that play. The players involved wouldn't have noticed it. Nobody would have noticed it. But nowadays, it's a different era.
The slide rule.
Contact was made, and so it's an issue.
A lot of shouting, but no one pushing or anything. Just tensions boiling over. Let's see Musgrove slide.
He's trying to make sure that there's no double play. And he just got up and started walking away. And it was Baez that started flapping his lips.
And they're going to challenge this, the Cubs are, and Musgrove is going to probably be called for a violation of the slide rule, which would make a double play. He did not stay on the base after his slide and probably started his slide too late. That would violate 2 of the 4 edicts of today's bona fide slide. So by all accounts, the Cubs would probably win this challenge. We've been very bad in the prediction business, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't even predict anymore. I have sold my predicting license to somebody else.
That's good.
I don't have it anymore.
Bob Walk's prognostication service.
I just wait.
LLC.
Wait and see what the crew chief will tell us.
These are the umpires back in New York that make the decision.
Jerry Davis will be telling us in a moment.
All they do is present it.
Yeah, they're presenters.
And we never get told specifically before the fact, or rarely, I should say, what exactly is being challenged. But
We can take a guess. Pretty good guess at this one.
can't imagine it would be anything. This is a crew chief review, is what was just announced here.
Oh, there you go.
Which I am surprised by. So the umpires taking it upon themselves here to look that over. Maybe with heightened sensitivity after baseball corrected the umpires from New York after their decision on Monday was ruled incorrect by baseball. And is anyone going to tell us anything? Whatever was not reviewed was not a reviewable play. So the umpires wanted to see if
they got this down, don't they? Listen to the fans' laughter. That's pretty good.
What we're here, I don't know if I've ever heard laughter from a crowd, but that's what happened.
That was like we were at a comedy club or something.
Yeah. So the baseball, the umpires went to check, do a rules check with the replay center to see if it was a reviewable play, and the umpires then say that this is not a reviewable play, but. This is after the play. Diaz, of course, was slid into by Anthony Rizzo on Monday, and that was not ruled a violation of the bona fide slide, Rule 601J. But then baseball corrected the umpires the next day and said it should have been. Now here comes Joe Madden.
And that'll do it, it looks like. We are going to play.
So it's been 5.5 minutes since the last pitch. Part of that had to do with, of course, the benches coming out, or the bullpens coming out, and then the umpires seeing if they could do a rules check.
Jay, he's got half the infield in his belt there.
Yeah. I don't know why, whatever they were, I don't know what they were looking at, and I don't know why what they were looking at couldn't be reviewed earlier.
That's got to be pretty close.
It is, but Jay appears to have gotten back. Now Meadows has a pitch. Looked like a gathering at the Elks Lodge there. Everybody all together.
Where's Hendricks and all that?
He's pointing to the sky.
Hendricks is the traffic cop there. He's the one that's supposed to prevent that sort of thing from happening. It's the shortstop's ball. He should have told Rizzo to get out of there. Actually, maybe even got in front of Rizzo and instigated some contact.
See what the pitcher's role in all this is. Get out of the way. Let the pros handle it.
Yeah, well, see what happens when the pros handle it. No, that's you are the traffic cop.
Harrison on the move with a pitch, but that is the final out. So after all that, he'll huff and he'll puff and he'll blow your house down. Conversation. Cubs manager talking it over with home plate umpire Pat Hoberg, trying to get more clarification as to what's been going on. I believe the benches were worn too during all that when they emptied, and then Javier Baez shouting in the direction of Joe Musgrove after Musgrove slid into second base on a force out last inning. Talking it over with his teammates back in the Cubs dugout. There were no ejections. Jerry Davis has seen a lot of this through his 35 years.
One of my favorite umpires.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Umpired for most of your career too.
Yep. Threw me out twice.
And you still like him, right?
Oh yeah.
Russell collects a hit, and let's go back to our studios. Rob King checking in with a game break. Well, thank you, Rob. Harper just being Bryce Harper in his walk year. That'll go well foul.
But it'll go a ways too, I think.
I always like when folks that sit up there get a souvenir.
That one, he got up above the club level, I think, all the way into the absolute upper part.
Bring your glove. Hayward with a base hit his only time. What do you think of Musgrove's move for a right-hander? Pretty good, right?
Yeah, pretty quick. You know, for me, the most important thing is his time home. Way more important than his move.
Only the very best pick off really multiple men in a year. But how many stolen bases are you preventing, right?
Well, with a delivery home a lot, but with a move, not so many. But nobody loved to throw to first more than I did. So
You were almost a legend in Montreal because of it.
well, I put a lot of emphasis on a pickoff move. You know, eventually you kind of like, this is a waste of time. Just get a good slide step and let the catchers throw them out.
Russell with 2 steals in 2 tries. Now 3-1 with the pitcher on deck. I want to give Hendricks the opportunity to put 2 men in scoring position. Russell running, but it's ball 4. And Hendricks will get that chance. What do you think? Hashtag Bucks Booth, the Point Park tweets for tonight. Joe Musgrove making some friends after a bit of an edge to that slide into second base. Yeah, he's definitely.
And he can pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, you know, that goes shows you a little bit more what I was talking about, the way he goes about hitting.
He's out.
Well, no, don't give me that look. This is not a steal situation. This is a bunt defense play. This is totally different than a pickoff throw at first base when a guy's stealing. You're a bunt. This is a bunt defense play. You set up a look like maybe it's going to be a wheel play. The shortstop cuts in behind the runner.
And it eliminates the lead runner.
You see that athleticism that we're talking about with hitting, running the bases. Very quick, accurate throw to second. Just seeing the look on your face there. Smile.
That's a huge out. It gets the first out of the inning. It erases the lead runner. Now if Hendricks does his job, which he wasn't able to do last time. Nice play by Mercer too. Very steady around the bag. Never give Mercer enough credit because he just always gets the job done. Let him swing there. Throwing him that high fastball.
That's one of the things that's changed more than anything else over the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years is pitchers swinging away in bunt situations.
He's now on strikes again.
How about the way this inning's changed all of a sudden? The pickoff and the strikeout.
You're looking at maybe second and third, 1 out for the top of the order. Instead, 2 outs and a man at first. First pitcher pickoff of the year for the Pirates. Baez on deck, hoping that he will lead off the next inning instead. Almora has doubled tonight. Lazy fly ball. How about working out of that? First and second, nobody out. No big deal. Joe Musgrove and the Pirates lead 2-1.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
2-1, the Pirates have the lead. Looking to add to it here in the fourth against Kyle Hendricks. Josh Bell will start things after lining out back in the first. Baez can't get that one.
A couple of them in the same spot he hasn't been able to come up with.
Bell gets a single to start the fourth. Time for our lows. Whole team together. And the Buccos doing a very good job of making contact, avoiding strikeouts. Their strikeout rate the lowest in the National League. One for every 5.11 at bats, and individually, if you take the threshold down enough, Dickerson is joined by both Diaz and Meadows, but Dickerson has been quite the standout all year.
Everyday player.
And this is new. He has changed his game on purpose
to get the ball put in play more.
Yeah, talking with him a few weeks ago about it, saying, you know, he believes that he's a good hitter when he puts the ball in play, and of course he's not a good hitter when he swings and misses. So why not put the ball in play more and see what happens?
He wants to be a tough out. He wants to be pesky,
but still not sacrificing power.
No, I mean, he'll still hit one out for you. He's not going to lead the league in home runs, but he will, you know, pick his spots, and every now and then, balls over the fence.
Yeah, Dickerson, you could.
There you go, young man.
Yeah, that's nice. Got a Bell shirt too. But you know, Dickerson's a guy that, if he had hit 30 home runs this year, you wouldn't be all that surprised. But 5 at the 1/3 marker of the season. But his overall power, the slugging percentage that gives you, you know, triples and doubles in there and everything, he's right about at his career norm. He also wants it himself. Whoa! Watch out!
What in the heck was Russell doing? How do you not give this ball to your second baseman?
I mean,
see how far he ran with it?
He had to go 5-6 steps right there.
Maybe Baez wasn't there in time. Maybe I didn't see that right, but I couldn't believe how far he ran with the ball.
I thought Baez was there. I just bypassed him. Let's see.
I mean, look at that. Oh yeah, Baez was there easy.
Yeah, he wanted it himself, and then it went to the seats on a fly, almost clearing the camera well.
That should have been an easy double play if he just gives the ball to Baez.
Look at that.
Well, he had something on the throw, didn't he?
Luckily, that little protector is right there. Rand shoots one through. Dickerson being waved home. Hayward's got a good arm, and Dickerson is out. Yeah, Hayward's a Gold Glover out there.
Yeah, he is definitely a Gold Glover. There's some guys that really earn that label on the glove, and he does. Strong throw to the plate.
And Dickerson was beaten, so he's trying to do everything he could to avoid the tag. Not that deep, and Hayward has a strong and accurate arm, one of the best in right field in baseball.
That was an easier play for him, I think, than he's normally used to. He's got that, you know, for a Gold Glover, he's got that short porch right behind him, so he can kind of cheat in, get a little closer on those throws. He's going to enjoy playing here, I would think. Not much room to have to cover, and he can have more opportunities to do something like that.
Pirates have been aggressive on their sends this year, and I think that's good. With one out, what do you think?
Yeah,
2 outs,
I didn't mind that. 2 outs, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I thought that Dickerson was going to be safe.
And Polanco is the final out. Well, Pirates get a couple of hits, and the error doesn't cost them. Baez will be leading off the fifth. This is 11 days ago against Cincinnati, and Amir Garrett, who's always very demonstrative on the mound, Baez took umbrage to that, and that caused the benches to empty. And here tonight, after Joe Musgrove went into the bag a little hard at second base, Baez policing that as well, and everybody came out of the bullpens and dugouts to chat. So Baez now coming up to bat here in the fifth.
Needs to have a chat with the shortstop. Say, hey, let me play too.
On that errant throw.
Yeah. Double play ball. You need to talk that one over.
Now there has been a lot of tension in this series, to be sure, but the Pirates have not been throwing at anybody or anything of the sort. They've tried to let their bats talk for them, or in this case with Musgrove, his arm. We just saw Diaz. He homered on the first pitch he saw last night. And Musgrove gets Baez out to start the fifth. Leadoff man gone. Chris Bryant coming up. Our Barrel Automotive League leaders, active players who have the best OPS, on base plus slugging, in their career against the Pirates. Albert Pujols with all those years as a Cardinal, and then Bryant and Rizzo. Musgrove, very athletic, right there for Bell. When you pointed that out, Bob, that I'm starting to notice. Yeah, pitchers are going to get over to cover, but he's there just a tad sooner.
Yeah. The way he goes about his hitting, you can tell he likes playing the game of baseball. Everything, the running the bases, the fielding. I mean, look, that quick first step.
Calling for it.
Yeah.
Easing Bell's mind. He's a fun watch. Now Rizzo gets the bat with the bases empty. He has an 11-game hitting streak and has driven in 28 runs this month. And Musgrove tonight, even though he's already thrown more pitches than he did over 7 scoreless in his first start as a Pirate, still having good command, but not that, 1 out of 100
pinpoint. Yeah.
command he had that first time around. He's worked out of a couple situations. I mean, bases loaded, 1 out in the first after the run had scored. That's all he allowed. Ray Searage has got to be proud. Leadoff man on the second. Leadoff men on in the fourth.
So, you know, there's Rizzo trying to get with it. I don't agree with that at all.
Not with 2 outs.
What's he doing? I think he has. Doesn't he have 14 home runs at this ballpark?
It's a large number. I don't know what it is.
And he's going to bunt with 2 outs, and then hope for 2 more singles to drive him home.
14 home runs is right. And he's on an 11-game hitting streak. He's been hot at the plate.
And he's trying to bunt for a base hit with 2 outs.
We were talking about this earlier about the shift and its effect. And
if he's leading off the inning, yeah, okay, yeah. Get yourself down, get a freebie, get down to first base, get something started. Nobody out. But that's not the scenario right now. Down by a run. He's trying to tie this up. That's his job. Here comes, looks like a changeup.
Softly hit.
There's that ground ball to Mercer again. There's that base hit that the shift takes away.
Musgrove, a 1-2-3-9 pitch hitting, keeping the Bucks up 1. Bands in the Berg on Friday Night Rocks. Get tuned in to Pittsburgh's music scene as we showcase local artists and tracks throughout every Friday night Pirates broadcast. Spinning Jenny will be our featured performer as the Bucks take on the Cardinals on Friday Night Rocks, presented by Iron City Beer. Like their music. We'll have that for you. Here on the UPMC scoreboard, 2-1 Pirates. Mercer, Musgrove, and Harrison. 8-9-1 against Kyle Hendricks. He, like Musgrove, has had some traffic in every inning. The first 4 at least. And has worked out of a couple of situations. Got that play at the plate. Base hit. Mercer with a leadoff single.
That ball looked like it hooked when it got out there.
Yeah.
Usually don't see that to center field.
I think it was hit off the end of the bat. Maybe he just.
Yeah, it's an odd spin on it. Hit a draw.
Now Musgrove wrapped a single to right his first time.
It should be trying the sacrifice spot here.
Wow. Really fundamentally sound.
It's basically how they do it, folks, right there. Bunt it to the first baseman. Nice and easy.
First try. The Pirates salute members of the U.S. military with a military ticket discount presented by IC Light. All active duty, reserve, veteran, and retired service members and their families save $10 on tickets to all Pirates home games. For more info, go to pirates.com/military. If you haven't noticed yet, we love fundamentals in this booth. Lauding that all night. Mercer up to second on Musgrove's sacrifice. It is not an automatic thing, as we've seen with Hendricks. He's been asked to sacrifice twice, and he struck out looking both times.
Yeah, it's tough to get a guy to second base when you have two very active corner infielders like Brian Rizzo crashing down on you. I mean, he did it like it was nothing. Oh yeah, here, just bunt it right down here, softly in the grass, the correct direction. Rizzo's going to be the one coming in a little late because he had to hold the runner on. I mean, just perfect.
The right depth, parallel to the line, textbook. Now man in scoring position. J.A. Homer to start the Pirates' first inning. Now 6 career leadoff home runs. Vasquez hanging out in the dugout.
That's a good pink juice there too. You see that? That's what they make cotton candy in.
Oh, is that right?
Gives you a little burst of energy.
Yeah, it promotes robust health
when it's in its liquid form.
Lined over second, and a base hit for Harrison. And Mercer has the stop sign put on, and Jay Hay will move into second.
Remember the thrower in that first inning that Polanco made? Very well. Almora just did the same thing. All the way to the plate in the air over everybody's head. And Jay Hay just doesn't stop once he sees the trajectory of that throw.
Look of surprise from Hendricks that Harrison could connect on a ball that high, and Jay Hay smartly taking second. A throw. And Meadows will be bypassed to load him up. They'll get Cervelli here with 1 out. This is a big spot in the game right now.
Could break the game open. Almost needs to be 2 outs for Cervelli though.
Tied for the lead in the major leagues with 22.
He likes a little
2 out RBI.
He likes a little more drama, you know. Just 1 out away from the inning being over.
Well, I think if he clears the bases here with a double, that would be plenty of drama. Tough to do against Hendricks. But tonight, Pirates have put together 7 hits against him. One other team so far this year has even done that. 9 hits against the Brewers back in early April. Mercer with a leadoff single. Jay Hay singled. Meadows intentionally walked. And Cervelli with the bases loaded, career 300 hitter. Has hit a bases clearing double already this year.
We were talking about the Pirate steals, and you know, mentioned a couple of guys that usually run a little bit, aren't hitting, and it also Jay Hay. I mean, he's one of our best at that, and he's been on the DL for a great portion of the season already. So you don't have his steals to enter into that. So maybe they will be able to pick up the running game a little bit as the season goes along.
Well, as it spells here tonight in this situation, because of his speed. Harrison at second, and Meadows put on at first.
Yeah, Meadows is a better than average runner.
Yeah, those two men, the ball's putting in the gap. They'll be waving around.
Pretty good block by Contreras. Cervelli a little too anxious on this. Contreras up to the task of keeping it in front of him.
Well, that tips the hand a little bit. I wonder if Hendricks will try to go back to that, even with the runner at third, Mercer. Even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nowhere to put Cervelli. And gets him to pop it up. Infield fly rule. That's going to take a 2-out hit from Bell.
They got him to swing at his pitch.
And the new pitching coach of the Cubs, Jim Hickey, coming out.
This might be just one of those, a little bit of a timeout. Let Hendricks catch his breath. As you said, he's had traffic all night out there. And they do have a little action in the pen.
Mel's no stranger to doing something with the bases loaded against the Cubs. His first career home run, a grand slam. Pinch hit in his second game back in 2016. Oh, we'll forget that. That is one of the more memorable moments in recent Pirate times. Already with a base hit. That was his last time.
A home run would be nice. I'd even take a single right now. Drive in 2.
Broke his bat. This time Baez gets to it, and Rizzo stays on the bag.
Well, I thought he threw that in the dugout. Nice play by Rizzo.
Baez has fumbled a couple of those balls tonight. When it matters most, he made that play. Pirates threaten, but Baez and Rizzo keep a 0. Getting Bell, I think, thought he might have had a 2-run single right there.
Well, I thought that they definitely had a throwing error right there. Rizzo is able to make the catch, somehow get his foot on the base, and then he was able to cover up and protect himself, knowing that Bell was coming down the line. And Bell, what is that, about a 10-foot long jump?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a Olympian quality, but certainly.
Well, for like spur of the moment, it looked pretty good. Didn't have a landing pit.
He'd win the collegiate outdoors. Well, that's a big swing right there. I mean, Baez, even on those diving ground balls to second, a couple of times he's had him clang off his glove tonight. That time he found it. And so it keeps it a one-run game, a pitcher's duel shaping up.
Yeah, Musgrove is doing a pretty good job with his pitch count tonight, considering that that first inning he kind of pushed it out there quite a ways.
Same pitch as the first one. That one's called a strike.
Just number 77.
Yeah.
Borderline pitches, you might get them half the time. I think it's been kind of a small strike zone tonight for both pitchers. I think we're seeing more hit the strike zone and not get called tonight than the other way.
And that 27 pitch first inning, Musgrove had the bases loaded and 1 out and struck out Schwarber and Russell. So the Pirates, they got had the bases loaded with 1 out. Hendricks got out of that just now.
There's been some swings in innings where teams have thought, I think we got something going. Like the Cubs, was it 2 innings ago? They had first and the second, nobody out.
Jay with a great play.
That was nice. Nothing wrong with that throw. That was right there on the money with something on it.
Great range and a great throw.
Right over the back, shortstop side.
That's a big league play.
It goes into that slide even before the ball is there. What he's doing is he's already stopping, coming to a stop, and getting himself in position so he can make that strong, accurate throw.
Schwarber yanks it foul.
The alternative, as you see, and you see some second basemen will do this. They'll kind of run through that ground ball, and then they'll do the jump in the air, the pirouette, and the off balance throw. Now that it might be quicker to get the ball on its way doing that, but you don't get near the velocity as when you come to a stop, plant that right foot and get something on it.
Look at that drop.
Almost looked like a changeup. Schwarber's telling himself, quit swinging at it when it's downstairs.
Bell to Musgrove for the second out. And
he just gets the first quick, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's sent down 7 in a row now. Starting to get a lather worked up.
He's gotten even, I think, better since
I agree.
His action on the bases earlier.
Russell with a base hit his last time. He's going to have to get it himself.
Put a little stick 'em on it. Should have one of those sticks out on the mound the pitcher can go to occasionally.
What would they need it for?
Better grip on the baseball.
Oh, okay.
Get better grip on the bat. Well, see, that's what I was talking about. I think that there's been And like I said, it's been both ways. Pitches like that have been called balls tonight, more than you know. You see occasionally something way off the plate completely gets called a strike.
Softly hit, and Jay moving away from it makes the play, but Russell beats it. Well, you saw Mercer and Harrison kind of talking as the play was going on.
Do you think Mercer maybe should have took that one? He's got
the momentum going to the bag.
Going toward, yeah, they're talking about it right now.
They were talking about it as the play was happening. You could see Mercer then defer to Jay Hay.
Yeah, you got to almost call it like it's a pop fly. You don't want to be running into each other. But Mercer, you saw he was going for the ball, and then you see him move to the left.
I don't know if they get him either way, but yeah, it makes.
I don't know either.
It makes sense though. Usually the guy with the momentum going to the bag would take it.
I think Mercer had a better chance at the out.
I agree.
But I can see your point that might have been safe no matter what.
So a 2-out hit. Already with a Musgrove shirt. Sunday uni.
I think those are going to get popular real quick.
He's pitched great. These are the kind of games that we begin to put stock in a player, right? I mean, you can pitch 7 scoreless, fantastic, but when the club has lost 9 of 11, it's a 1-run game with the Cubs. It's starting to get late. Just a little ground ball hit. Russell's going to streak to third on it, though. And the Cubs have an interesting choice here. Do they stick with Hendricks, or do they go with a pinch hitter down a run in the 6th?
Pinch hitter.
And indeed they will. They'll go with their best pinch hitter, Tommy La Stella, who as a pinch hitter is hitting .435 overall, .339. We just mentioned that, you know, the Pirates loading the bases last inning and not scoring. That was a key moment. This as well. So Hendricks will be done after 5 innings. Well, Hendricks dug himself a hole, and that's why he has to come out here. But
it's a baseball that you're not throwing a horrible game by any means. Just a couple runs on 7 hits. If his offense had, say a 4 up on the board, he might get the hit right now. But they got to try and score a run, so he's out of there.
Randy Rosario, rookie. No Carl Edwards tonight. He's placed on the DL today, so Cubs one of their regular relievers not available tonight. So here's La Stella, just missing in. A couple of ground ball singles have given the Cubs a 2-out chance here in the 6th. Russell at third with Hayward across the diamond at first. Two and 0. I was saying a moment ago, these are the games you start remembering. You put stock in a player. Musgrove last time around 7 scoreless against the Cardinals. Tonight facing the Cubs, and
teams you have to win. You have to beat.
Pirates need a stopper. He has been that so far again tonight, but a key moment here in the 6th. Soft ground ball. Bell keeps that in the heel of his glove and gets the out. So Musgrove makes the big pitch when he needs to, and that keeps the Pirates in the lead.
Brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
On this gorgeous night on the banks of the Allegheny, the Pirates still have the lead 2-1. Joe Musgrove got out of the jam. Cubs use their best pinch hitter, go for a chance to tie or take the lead. Took out their starter. No more Hendricks tonight. Instead, Randy Rosario.
Only 4 innings, but not giving up any hits. That batting average against him.
The battery talking it over. Just the 5th major league game for Rosario.
A lot of good things to talk over right there.
Musgrove has made some big pitches again tonight. He's at 89 pitches through 6. Spot due up 5th. And they bring in the lefty to face 3 straight left-handed batters. Dickerson has been immune to southpaws, hitting it .385 against lefties. That's the best for any lefty batter in baseball.
Not choking up.
Then you got Moran, who has had good numbers in the past against lefties. I've seen him very little this year. Polanco due up 3rd.
Now he's choked back up on it.
Now moving up the bat, right?
Yeah,
Not
he
being
got
right
he
there
was down
on
on the end on that last swing.
Dickerson said customarily more so in years past, but he would be over the knob. So even him just being even with the end of the bat was choking up for him before.
Dickerson's anxious. Let's get this going. And just trying to slow it down. Okay, now everybody's ready.
Russell. This time the throw is true. And 1 out. MLB At Bat is your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience to catch every moment all season long. Get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Now Colin Moran. Now the Cubs using Rosario, who is having a good year at AAA Iowa. Baez ranging far, but even with Moran running, it's going to be a base hit.
Wouldn't stay in the glove. It did stay in the glove. Couldn't get it out of the glove.
Yeah, maybe
That's opposite.
maybe that was what it was.
Opposite problem.
Might have gotten jammed his thumb a little bit on that. Now Polanco. And this year with Polanco, his splits against lefties and righties slugging is about the same. So even though you bring in the lefty here, not a huge advantage. Musgrove waiting to get out there for the 7th, but Marte getting active in case that spot comes up.
He's suiting up.
Yeah, I think Pirates have a chance to add to their lead this inning. They're probably going to take advantage. Clint Hurdle probably would do that, I would imagine. And that confirms it. But if his spot doesn't come up, probably give Musgrove another inning, right?
I think he's out of there.
You think he's out? Out to Baez again. So long as Russell nipped the bag, that's 2, and that's the inning. 7th coming up. Still 2-1. One lead over the Cubs. 7th coming up. Look at our Nissan road ahead. A 4-game series in St. Louis begins tomorrow night. Trevor Williams will get the ball in game 1. Tyone, Cool, and Kingham, the Buccos starters in St. Louis as this divisional stretch continues for the Pirates. Trying to make right of it tonight.
And I was wrong. Look who's out on the mound. Their buddy, Musgrove.
Yeah, Musgrove will get to start the 7th. Well, 2 factors, I think. One, that, you know, he's pitched very well tonight. But secondly, you know, the Pirates bullpen in the last few days has not been what it had been for a large stretch of this season. So maybe you just kind of go by that, feel.
I'd like to see him pitch 8, you know, to be honest with you.
And maybe that's in the cards with a quick 7th. I don't know, but his spot's coming up next inning.
The way that baseball goes nowadays, his 2nd start of the season, I don't think they'd let him throw much more than 90 pitches, to be honest with you.
Now he threw 100 in his final rehab start down at AAA Indy. And then the 67-7, his first start with the Pirates. So we'll see. But yeah, with his spot coming up, if he has a clean 7th, it's probably going to be handshakes and hugs. Baez tonight 1 for 3 and 1 kerfuffle. Chicago with some activity. Corey Mazzoni just called up today. Pedro Strop.
All depends on what the score is. Get to the bottom of the 7th. Who's coming in?
Moran playing catch. Jugon.
93 pitches. Or excuse me, 94. I'll tell you what. Let him hit. You get the lead.
I can't disagree with that.
Really go old school. Just
I mean, I think
let him win the game.
you and I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't. I didn't think he was going to be out there for this inning.
Yeah.
I sure don't think he's going to be out there for the 8th. But
who else do you want out there right now?
I will take Joe.
Hey, he's pitched out of some jams, keeping this narrow lead, and at a time where the mood has been soured a bit just because of losing 9 out of 11. But I guess as a starting pitcher, you can compartmentalize that, right? Because tonight is your night to start, and all that's happened before that, you can take away all that momentum, right?
And there is no momentum. There's no losing momentum.
Yeah.
In fact, if it's anything, I hated pitching against a team that was lost 9 out of the last 11. Hated that, because you know how baseball is. If they're going to start winning, I don't care who it is.
The odds are going to turn around.
Yeah. So in baseball, it just doesn't kind of work like that.
Too many games.
Yeah.
It's 3-0 here to Bryant. Got to be careful here with a 1-run game in the 7th. He walked him. Four walks tonight for Musgrove. You don't see that very often. 3 of those unintentional. Santana has been up and is ready if needed. We got the lefty Rizzo, and I think they're going to let Musgrove face him.
Yeah,
Ray
doesn't make the changes.
You know what? I like it. Give him one more. And look, even if the worst case scenario happens, I like it. I like this call because the Pirates have a young team. They have a young pitching staff. They have a young starting pitching staff. These guys need to be able to be in these situations, because if the Pirates are going to contend, and they've been on a slippery slope here, but if they're going to be around in the playoff picture, these are the guys you need to get outs in September, these big outs. So I like it.
You're trying to have this young team learn how to win and try to be a competitive, contending team at the same time. It's not always easy. And I agree. Whatever the result is now, let him experience this. Whatever happens, going against the other team's big bopper, game on the line, 7th inning.
Rizzo twice, when he's been allowed to swing the bat tonight, has grounded to the right side where the shortstop Mercer stands near the bag at second. And he hits it that way again.
Straight up.
How about Joe Musgrove tonight? They left him in to get another big out. Seven strong again for Musgrove, and the Pirates still have the lead.
And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Rizzo pops out to end the Cubs' 7th inning, keeping the Pirates ahead by that single run. He was not happy, but Joe Musgrove was. He has made a series of good pitches and getting the right outcomes at the right times tonight.
Yeah, this is really a nice pickup for the team right now. Having an effort like this from Musgrove.
We've been talking about Kingham, how his first outing went so smoothly, but you've liked the other outings from Kingham. What about Musgrove tonight? Same kind of idea, right? I mean, it wasn't as smooth, but he made some big pitches to get out of jams, and that's impressive as well.
He's a pitcher. This is everything he's got. He knows the importance of control. He's fun to watch pitch. You like watching the stuff guys, and not that Musgrove is just flipping it up there either. I mean, the guy can throw 95 miles an hour. But he really does just pitch. He uses a nice assortment, moving the ball all over all the time with control.
And in his first 2 Pirate starts, 1 run over 14 innings against the Cardinals and the Cubs. And he will be lifted. That'll be it for him tonight. Adam Frazier will pinch hit. Now he gets a chance to take a breath. Pitched with the men on throughout the evening. And this is interesting. It's going to be Crick.
Crick in the 8th.
We have seen Feliz in the role, and Feliz pitching yesterday, but and has pitched a little bit, but not to the point where that he would not be available tonight. So
I think he was a little ineffective. He was
sure.
Wild.
Frazier works a pinch hit walk. And as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Now Josh Harrison, who was homered and singled tonight. A little cushion here in the 7th. Cubs going with a couple of guys who have very little major league experience. Mazzoni just caught up today. 14 games with the Padres in the past, and 1 with the Cubs. And Butler County kid from Seneca Valley, grew up in Evans City, getting the pitch at home, which he was thrilled to be caught up with this timing. Hayward goes a long way to get that ball, and that's the 2nd out.
Yeah, you got to believe he's watched a lot of games in this ballpark and likes to come Pittsburgh. Can be a distraction too, coming back home.
Might have been a benefit for him that he was caught up today so
Yeah.
quickly.
You're right about that.
Well, he'll be done.
Came in, got us out. 2 outs. Sorry.
Justin Wilson getting the call now for the Cubs here in the 7th.
Authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Gorgeous night here, and so far an enjoyable one with the Pirates hanging on to this 2-1 lead. Joe Musgrove done after 7 strong outings. Or innings, I should say. 2 strong outings. Former Pirate Justin Wilson.
Hard thrower. Can be a little on the wild side.
They're bringing the lefty to face Meadows. That has proven to be of little consequence throughout his professional career.
No, I don't think it really bothers him. Obviously, he's proven that, hasn't he?
3 of his 4 home runs have been against lefties this year.
Well, might get him out. That doesn't mean it's because he's left-handed.
No, there's no platoon advantage historically. And even this year, 385 with 3 home runs. If he can't get Meadows, he'll face the man he was traded for. Last time up, Meadows earned his first major league walk. It was, what do you call it, a point by?
Game a point by.
An intentional walk.
Uncontested free pass.
Frazier worked the old-fashioned way. They walk. And there's one for Meadows. There's some of that wildness you point to. Two on and a chance for the Pirates to extend their lead. And Jim Hickey out to have another confab.
Yeah, a little how we're going to pitch Cervelli. There's nothing you could do about that walk. Obviously, that's that's gone by. It's all about Francisco. He's up there, a very dangerous spot for the Cubs. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. This is where he thrives.
Now these two will be forever linked, traded for one another back in November of 2014. Cervelli last time up batted with the bases loaded and popped out.
That's a balk.
That moves the runners into scoring position. And now a base hit to the outfield with Meadows, whose speed at second base could score a pair.
See what the ball. Oh yeah. He went to start his start going into the stretch, and then he stopped. Once you start, you can't stop unless you step off.
And Contreras had to make a good stop there on a almost wild pitch. Trying to add on to this narrow 1-run lead here in the 7th. Out to center. Hanging up there for Almora. 2 walks, but 2 left. And Kyle Crick coming on for the 8th. Division rival, and he was just as effective as he was his first time around against the Cardinals.
Absolutely. It's just, you know, great to see him come out and get this kind of a start to his Pirate career. You're in that trade with somebody that's one of the top pitchers in baseball, and he's off to a great start over there. And I'm sure Joe, the starting pitcher in that group in that trade, wants to show everybody that he can be just as good. And boy, in his first 2 starts, he's been just as good. He's just fantastic. And it's not just the pitching, you know, the hitting, what he's been doing at the plate. He's kind of a 2-way player. The base running tonight, I think everybody obviously, loved that, loved the slide. And tonight, really, I think, more than that first game, when he's been in a little bit of trouble, and you just pointed it out a few moments ago, he made the big pitch to get himself out of trouble.
And so in the 8th inning, to protect a 1-run lead, they go to Kyle Crick. Remember Feliz, who has wavered a little bit lately, but also he was reportedly fine after being looked at on the mound yesterday. This appears to be a strictly baseball decision. I don't think Feliz has been overworked. So we're trying to go with Crick, who has been good.
Yeah, Crick's pitched well. He deserves a shot at it.
Well, what do you always say about the bullpen? It's always constantly evolving, right? And
yeah, sometimes the top, say, 2 spots, and if things are really going well, the top 3 spots, they get kind of consistent and solidified. But guys are always moving up and Some guys are moving the other direction.
And they'll move back up again.
Yep. Good fastball by Crick, up and in, threw it by him.
Crick has come in before in a couple of close leads. One was for a save in the 12th inning last week against the Reds, his first save as a Pirate, and then also in the 5th inning of a game against the Giants. But a save for that extra inning event. This is a first time he's been asked to kind of be a setup man. He gets the first out against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Cubs lineup.
So important to get that leadoff hitter nursing that 1-run lead.
Also really like Clint Hurdle going with Musgrove in the 7th too, because those are the toughest hitters for the Cubs, and the way the bullpen's been, there's, you know, who would you have rather had out of the pen? If you could use Vasquez for 3 innings, it'd be great, but it's not 1979 anymore. Go with Musgrove, and he did that, and Musgrove said thank you, I will use this opportunity to put up another 0. Schwarber tonight 0 for 3. Nothing well hit at all. Line to Meadows. First well hit ball tonight, but a second out. Now Russell, who has a pair of singles. So let's assume Vasquez pitches the 9th. I think that's a safe bet. But the pitchers tonight will have, and there he is, will have been traded for Cole, McCutcheon, and Melanson. Those are the guys that'll be pitching for the Pirates tonight. And look at, you know what I mean? It's, you think about how teams like the Pirates have to turn over the roster a little bit more frequently than say the Yankees or the Red Sox. And the Pirates don't always make it. No team always makes the exact right choice, but you're looking so far at a couple of good starts for Musgrove. Crick, after spending the first couple of weeks at AAA, has been really good. We'll see now in a high leverage situation if he's asked to do that sometimes, if he can. Quick pitches there. And then of course Vasquez, who has been awfully good. Oh.
You don't have to come set with nobody on base.
As long as the hitter's ready to hit, and he was.
It's a little harder for guys to throw from the stretch to quick pitch.
Oh, he uses the breaking ball.
That had some serious break to it. That one turned left.
Great ball game tonight. All the scoring early, but there have been a lot of scoring opportunities for both clubs. Great job by Kyle Crick in that 1-2-3 8th inning.
A lot of action in this game. A lot of things to watch.
Intrigue. Watching Musgrove kind of develop. How about the starting pitcher staying in there? You see the starting pitcher stay in the dugout very often for the whole game. Sometimes they disappear back, right?
Well, not these guys. I don't think do that very often.
And Crick, pretty tidy 8th. 1-2-3.
This group here, they like that, be in that dugout.
They're all about the same age, you know, with the exception of Nova. But Nova, obviously, the kind of the big brother of the group. But it's funny, Musgrove and Brault, who's now working out of the bullpen, went to high school together. Williams from San Diego as well. And all these guys coming from different organizations for the most part. Kingham and Tyone coming up through the system. There's Nova on the DL currently. But most of the guys, you know, popping in from different organizations, but all banded together. Dickerson is fit right in, coming over from Tampa Bay. His triple tonight, you know, you talked about it in the second inning, and who knew that right now it would make all the difference in this game. But you praised him for running out of the box hard.
He always runs out of the box hard. It's just, I was kind of using him as an example of how, you know, even if you think you just have a single, or you think, well, that's a double, but you don't know what's going to happen out there in the outfield with the ball.
And it kicked around the boards.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And Schwarber could not collect it.
No, but went on around the boards, and Dickerson running hard all the way, just kind of cruised into third base.
Rare strikeout. But because he was at third, the sac fly ended up planning the go-ahead run. Pirates will begin a brief 4-game road trip. All the games in St. Louis. It begins tomorrow night right here on AT&T Sportsnet. And the pitching will be a rematch from Saturday. Trevor Williams against Jack Flaherty. And our coverage starts at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Mr. Williams with the beard. Colin Moran, the soft single to center. Third hit tonight.
That batting average going the other way now. Back up.
Had a little lull, but right back at him again.
2 of his hits off lefties tonight. Is that right?
That's a good point. Yeah. Rosario and Wilson. Now Polanco, who had a couple of days off, he drove in the go-ahead run back in the second inning. That sac fly scoring Dickerson. 0 for 2 tonight. Hitless in his last 21. Yeah, that high strike has not been called tonight. Wouldn't hurt to have another run here. It's been that kind of game all night, right?
Nothing would be nice.
Pirates with 9 hits, Cubs with 7.
Yeah, that last pitch is the pitch. I think that's where Polanco needs to hit that ball. You know, when he gets a pitch, it's up and out over the plate like that. You know, in the past, when he hasn't hit, it's always because they pound him in, pound him in, pound him in. But you That last pitch up and away. There it is, number 3.
Yeah, that's
kind of what, that's almost his sweet spot, or it has been in the past.
Instead, he's down on strikes. And Vasquez coming on to try to get the final 3 outs. Great look at this one on our Allegheny Health Network Super Mode tonight. A 2-1 Pirates lead goes to the 9th. Jason Hayward will start. Looks like Zobrist would be next, and then Almora against the Pirates closer Felipe Vasquez.
He found that fastball last night.
Did he ever?
What were you saying? This his 6 hardest throws of the year. Isn't that last night?
Yeah, all topping 99.6 or higher. And a rare base hit by a lefty. Hayward's been on base all 4 times tonight.
Hey, all right. Must have landed a little hard.
Last 2 years in baseball, Vasquez the best slugging percentage against lefties in all of baseball. .095. Our Allegheny Health Network Super Mode. We'll shake it up. Maybe the wind.
Maybe a little bit. He's kind of cutting some grass there too. I got a blade of grass up in the eye. He's all right.
Zobrist will pinch hit the switch hitter. Soft pop into the night. Well, with this 1-run lead, I mean, Zobrist represents the go-ahead run. Trying to preserve the win for Musgrove. He earned it tonight. 1 run over 7 innings. Vasquez has failed to convert the last 3 save opportunities. The last one, though, was coming out in the 8th inning. A 1-run game with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that was
trying to get 5 outs.
That was going to be a tough one. Yeah.
But the previous 2 certainly legitimate. But the prior to that, you think about what he's done in his career: 32 for 34 in save opportunities before that. So now trying to get back to that nearly flawless record. And he's got a good start with 1 out.
Yeah, back-to-back chains up. Well out in front. He's hunting that fastball. And You almost have to. When a guy can throw 100 miles an hour, you got to start that bat pretty early, and that's what happens when it's a changeup.
Especially Zobrist at 37 now. So 1 out. Almora doubled to start the game. 1 for 4 tonight. Hayward at first. I was wondering if they were going to pinch hit for Hayward because lefties just never get anything off Vasquez, but Hayward singled, ground single in the right. 98. Last night he brought it up to 101. Softly hit to Polanco. 2 outs in the 9th. Now right in his kitchen. Pantry's empty.
Yep. Mad at him, so a little discipline for the bat.
Patient fans on this homestand. They look to be rewarded. Javier Baez. 1 out of 4 tonight. He drove in the Cubs run back in the first. Trying to get Joe Musgrove a win in his second start. And to give the Pirates a much needed victory against the NL Central Cubs. Off Bell, and the inning continues. It'll be a base hit.
Tell you what, that was a nice recovery by Bell to get that ball and get the throw over to first base. I gotta take a look at that downstairs. I think, wow, think he's out.
Vasquez.
Yeah, they're not challenging it, so nope, he's safe.
Vasquez did a good job of recovering to get over there. On a line drive, he did not get over to the bag initially, and then when he saw that deflect off the glove, he hustled. Now he's got to face Chris Bryant. Tying run at second. Foul ball. Bryant has been held hitless so far tonight. He's 2 for 13 in the series. And they will talk this over right now. Just 2 singles and 13 trips for Bryant. He's been too quiet.
Win this one for Joe. Come on. One more out. 2 more strikes. That one maybe nipped the strike zone, but those nip the strike zone pitches just have not been getting calls.
Hayward at second, Baez at first for the Cubs. Pirates up a run, 9th inning, 2 outs.
That's the pitch that got Zobrist. Same thing. Change up away.
A strike away from victory. Power versus power. Broke his bat. Pirates win.
Whew. This was some game, wasn't it? Right to the very last pitch.
Jay Hay with the home run to start. Musgrove with the great start as well.
How about the way Vasquez spotted that power fastball on that last pitch? Looked like Cervelli brought the glove up in the quadrant of the strike zone, and that's where the pitch went.
That's a big win. And Joe Musgrove, who waited nearly 2 months to make his Pirates debut. 7 shutout against the Cardinals, 1 run over 7 against the Cubs. When they needed a stopper, he was that man tonight.
Yes, he was. Kind of reeling a little bit going into this ball game. You know, there's no sense of panic, but needed a W badly, and he provided it. What an effort.
And that's how the Pirates will close the homestand. A 2-1 win over the Cubs tonight. And let's send it out now to Robin Michael.